Hey folks, it's SMAB CLIP time again. Welcome. What economic factors have to be considered to sell broadcast rights for a national sports league abroad? If you want to know, listen up, we will tell you some basic theoretical considerations in this episode. Sport organizations such as major league teams or national competitions like the English Football Premier League or the German Bundesliga are managed professionally, and there are different ways to generate money. This is what you need when you are economically oriented, right? One of these opportunities is selling broadcast rights abroad. These have a decisive advantage. Television broadcasts do not have capacity limitations like limited capacity in ticket sales. Capacity restrictions do not exist, and anyone who is interested in the broadcast can see a match no matter how many others also want to see the broadcast at the same time. That sounds so natural, but imagine if you told someone 100 years ago. He would have declared you crazy. However, selling broadcast rights are leading to additional revenues. Of course, the domestic television market will be the first market to look at if one wants to sell broadcast rights. But what we see is that not all kinds of sports manage to get airtime in their domestic countries. Usually, national TV markets are dominated by a few sports like football, Formula One, and some winter sports in Germany. Digital streaming services like DAZN now also make it possible to follow marginal sports or games in foreign leagues. But that's another story. We concentrate on television broadcasting in this clip. Each national television market follows its own rules and has different characteristics that can vary and change over the years. In some countries, pay TV is very important, while free-to-air TV might be the first choice of the TV viewers in other countries. Several questions arise at this point. For example, which countries are attractive for selling abroad? What are the target markets, and what makes sports attractive to sell them internationally? Questions such as these are important, as no one can afford trying to sell on all existing markets. We need to prioritize. Let's take a look at the most important factors that seem to have an impact in the attractiveness of sports for international sales. If we know them, we have a competitive advantage, and that makes life so much easier. TV demand for sport broadcasts depends on 4 factors sport marketers should keep in mind when dealing with the sale of broadcasting rights abroad: popularity, consumption capital, competitors, and purchasing power. Okay, sounds cool, but what can we do with it now? An opportunity to increase popularity is to appoint star athletes. Furthermore, popularity will be achieved if the conversations on the street concerns a particular sport or event. We can think about social media to start this kind of conversation. When this is the case, people will need the information about that sport, and hence, one can expect that TV networks prefer purchasing broadcast rights of a more popular kind of sports. Knowledge about the certain kind of sports is necessary. Why? The more somebody knows about a kind of sports, the more value can he or she derive by watching it. Watching football will be more interesting for spectators who know the rules than for those who do not know what's going on. If we want to promote a national league in another country, we must take care that there is sufficient knowledge about the sports as well as about the national league competition. Competition matters, and by competition we mean broadcast competitors, such as other TV channels and other IPTV providers, as well as other spare time activities in general. The closest competitors are other programs on TV. They are just around the corner by using the remote control and their services. But it is not only about TV. Some prefer to play football themselves instead of watching. Don't forget, competition is not limited to TV broadcasting. Every kind of entertainment is competing. Buying power has a major influence on the revenues. Buying power is determined by national income and income distribution. One can assume that the higher the population's buying power, the higher the revenues from selling broadcast rights. Why should somebody invest in exports where there is not enough buying power? Last but not least, the influence of new media such as internet and mobile technologies should be analyzed carefully. One can assume that new technologies will not change the interest in sport events in general, but new technologies might cause changes in the consumption patterns. However, new technologies can lead to new entertainment offerings, for example, esports. We all know that esports are upcoming competitors in sport business. Professor Herbert Woratschek and Dr. Guido Schafmeister from University of Bayreuth wrote down these valuable thoughts on selling TV broadcasting rights abroad in the magazine Sport Marketing Europe. You can find the link in the description of this video. Get it for further reading and personal thought development on this topic. Like and comment this video if you want to know more, and follow this channel for more SMAB clips. See you soon!